Hey guys, today we're going to talk about drama in paradise. We're going to talk about Tampo and jealousy. Talking about two subjects that cause a lot of drama. Hey guys, for everybody who's been here before, welcome back to the channel. For everybody new to the channel, I hope you subscribe. My name is Mike, and this is Mike's Philippine Retirement, Life Abroad After 60. I'm going to share with you two stories about Tampo and jealousy here in the Philippines that happened to a couple guys that I know right down the road here in Dumaguete. I'm up here in Valencia where it's been raining quite a bit lately, but let's get right into this. Tampo and jealousy happen quite often here in the Philippines. So what is Tampo? Tampo is, the girl, she sort of like emotionally withdraws from you. She'll go quiet. Run silent, run deep. She's going to be upset at you about something you said, something you did, something you didn't do. And she is going to emotionally withdraw from you. And she won't talk to you for an hour, 2 hours, a day, a couple days. It could go a week. It can go a long time depending on how severe the problem is. It's not anger. They just go silent. They avoid eye contact with you. They just don't want to talk to you or deal with you. It's a cultural thing that they deal with their insecurities and their immaturity, sometimes you want to call it. But older women have Tampo also, so it might not always be an immature thing. But it is definitely about insecurity. But the reality is, us Western men, we think it's totally immature. It is just the wrong thing to do. But it's really about the woman. She really cares for you, and it's her fear of losing you, and she doesn't know how to deal with the problem. She does not want to have a shouting match. This is something here in the Philippines you're going to have to learn pretty quick. Women do not like to argue. When you raise your voice, and I'm guilty of this many times, you raise your voice, it upsets them. It takes them to tears. They don't mind having a conversation, but really they don't want to confront anything. They want the situation to be resolved. The girls are not looking for you to argue with them, to prove your point. They're just looking for some time to pass, for them to, regroup emotionally and be able to face you and almost like forget it ever happened. They don't want to revisit a problem. Revisiting a problem is just opening up old wounds. They just want to move on. Once they get past the Tampo stage and they're back talking to you, forget about it. Forget about what happened. Just move on. Live forward. Don't look backwards in the mirror, opening up old wounds. Just let it pass and move on with your life. Move on in your relationship once she gets over this Tampo. We've all had to deal with it here in the Philippines. Some of us have had it worse than others. The reality is, it's the fear of losing you, not trying to control you, but they're scared to lose you. So why is jealousy such a big problem here in the Philippines compared to back home in your home country? Well, one, guys, you're an older Western man. You're a high-valued prize. I know people don't like me to say we are the prize, but we're a high-value target. They don't want to lose us. We are emotionally older, stable. We are financially stable. We pay our bills. We're more mature. We're older. We're not playing around. We're not looking to play the field anymore. The woman, she wants to make sure that you stay hers, and she's jealous about everything. This is where insecurity really comes across, is in jealousy. Social media has a big bearing to this jealousy, seeing your picture on a Facebook, especially this Facebook stuff, man. They'll see an old Facebook photo of you. Maybe they'll scroll through your Facebook and they'll see something 6 months ago before you ever met her. And they're going to go, who is this girl? I didn't think you had a girlfriend back then. Well, it's your sister or your sister-in-law. They don't know. They see somebody standing next to you and immediately they take it as being somebody is trying to take you away from them. And it can be as simple as somebody tagging you in a photo on Facebook or an old friend messaging you back from the US. And let me tell you a story about Doug and tagging. Now Doug, he lives here in Dumaguete. He lives right down the street. And one day he went down to the boulevard walking around. A lot of guys go down to the boulevard, do a beautiful walk, and then go get a cup of coffee or a beer. Maybe they'll grab lunch with friends. But he's walking. And as he's walking, he's headed towards the new Dumaguete sign, which is a big attraction right now down at the boulevard. And another expat walks next to him and says, "Hey, how you doing?" He introduces himself to him, and they head towards the sign. But this expat has two girls with him. One is his girlfriend, one is a friend of the girl. And they head towards the sign. And they ask Doug, "Doug, can you take some photos of us at the sign?" So Doug's the cameraman. He grabs their phone and he starts, clicking away photos left and right. The two girls come up to him and say, "Let's take your picture." So Doug and the two girls go in front of the sign. They take a couple pictures. Then each girl takes a picture by themselves. And that's it. Doug shakes hands with the expat, wishes him best, and heads home. Well, when he gets home, his wife, she's pissed. Why is she mad? Why is she so jealous? Because he's just been tagged on Facebook. These girls tagged him with these photos. "It was nice meeting my new friend." Well, to the Filipina girlfriend of Doug's, she's thinking, "Who is your new friend? Where did you meet your new friend?" She is just jealous and can't contain herself and wants to know everything that happened. That's jealousy for doing something you didn't do. It could be as simple as being tagged in a photo. Maybe you told your girlfriend you're going down for coffee, but you end up going to the bar and having a beer. And then somebody takes a group picture and they put it on Facebook and they tag everybody in the photo. Now your girlfriend's saying, "What are you doing at the bar? Is there someone at the bar you like? You were supposed to be at the coffee shop." That's how it is with the jealousy. Women, they're going to ask you, where are you going? Who are you going to meet? And how long are you going to be gone? And if any of those don't line up, they're just going to get jealous and upset. And it just triggers something in the girl. And it becomes hard to deal with sometimes. I'll tell you about this other guy who gave his girlfriend his phone so she could look at it. He has nothing to hide, or he thinks. And she's scrolling and scrolling, and then she sees a message from another girl. And the girl says, "Hi, how have you been? I really miss you. How is everything going on?" Wow. His girlfriend is mad now. She goes into Tampo. "Who is this girl?" And throws the phone down and goes into her room. Well, it was an old co-worker from the U.S. who he hasn't seen in a year or so, and she just messaged him. "How have you been?" Sometimes you're sitting at home on Facebook and you see, an old friend pop up and you just want a message to say, "Hey, how have you been? How's life?" Especially if you're in a different country. And it's so innocent. This woman is in her 50s, you're in your 60s, it was a co-worker, there was no relationship involved, but your Filipina girlfriend, she is in Tampo now because she is in fear that you have a girl back home, somebody you're going to go back to, and she's afraid to lose you, and she's gone into Tampo. And all over her because she went through your phone. That's something they do here. They go through your phone. You think they don't, but they do. And there's other tricks they do here that I'm not going to share. Some of these tricks are terrible. Terrible tricks a girl that you love will do to you to just find out if you're cheating on them or not. And you're not cheating on them. You're maybe just with your eyes. Maybe you're on Facebook and you're looking at all these people on Facebook, and you stop and you look at this beautiful girl. All these photos on Facebook, they're half fake, but these women are beautiful. And you stop and you take a look. That's what men do. They stop and they look at sexy women's photos. Or maybe you're doing TikTok, and then all these girls are doing their nice little dances, and you stop and you watch the dance, and your girlfriend sees that, and she either gets jealous or she gets mad at you and goes into Tampo. Here in the Philippines, if the woman you're dating or living with or whatever situation you're in isn't jealous, doesn't get jealous of things you do, it means she doesn't care. If she says, "Yeah, go out with the guys, I don't care where you go, I don't care how long you're going to be gone," That's a woman who really doesn't care for you, because if she cares for you, she's going to be concerned about you all the time. Where are you? Are you okay? If you're late coming home, she's worried you fell off your motorbike, car accident, something happened to you. Your phone is broken. In her head, she's thinking your phone is broken and you're in the hospital. You know, they care about you. But then once you get home, this jealousy and Tampo kicks in because they're upset. It's just like having a teenage daughter and she's out on a date and it's past midnight and she's getting home and you gave her a curfew of 10 o'clock. Well, first thing, you're angry that she's out. And then once she's home, you're relieved that she's safe. And then the next thing is, now you got to scold her for being disobedient. And that's sort of like what it is with the Filipina. She worries about you. And then when you do show up, she's relieved you're home. But then she's angry because you've been gone so long, or you weren't where you were supposed to be. Now, toxic jealousy. And this is the one that really bothers me, and I see it break up a lot of relationships. Always checking your phone, always checking your messages, and not in front of you, not saying, can I look at your phone, hon? They're sneaking to your phone. They hack your Facebook so they can get it on their phone, and you don't even know they can read the messages that you get. That is an unhealthy, toxic, jealous woman. She's trying to manipulate you emotionally with her jealousy and tempo. She's trying to convince you you're going to lose her. She knows that you have some insecurities and you're thinking that you might lose her, and she's manipulating you. These are the toxic parts of jealousy that you got to look out for. There's the healthy jealousy, but then there's the toxic jealousy. And if it's too much checking on you, following you, checking your phone, hacking into your Facebook account and watching all your messages that you don't see, that is very unhealthy. And that's going to lead to a ruined relationship. Either you want it or don't want it. It's going to lead to that. If any of you guys have dealt with Tampo with jealousy while you've been here in the Philippines, or for those of you guys who haven't been here yet, what are you expecting in a relationship? Can you handle a girl sneaking and looking into your phone? Can you handle Tampo? What do you expect out of a relationship? Leave me a comment and let me know. And how are you going to deal with Tampo? How are you going to deal with Tampo? First thing I'm going to tell you is do not over apologize. If you once said, I'm sorry for what I did, or I'm sorry for what I said, and then drop that. Give her some reassurances. Tell her that you love her. Stay calm. Don't get into that yelling. Don't fight silence with loud voice. Also, reassure her that you still love her and, everything's going to be all right. And tell her you're not doing nothing wrong. But don't over apologize. Don't say, oh, I'm sorry, I'll never do that again. I'm sorry. If you were just looking at some picture on Facebook or you were watching some TikTok too long, apologize once and then let it be. You're a man. If you see a sexy woman, that is what TV's about, advertising about. The world is like that. And these women, they don't tell you, but they look at the sexy guys. I've walked down the road and said, wow, that's a sexy woman. And she would say, oh, that's a very sexy man with her. Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. There's good-looking men, there's good-looking women, and the opposite sex always takes a gander. Doesn't mean you're going to leave somebody to go with them, but that's what happens. Also, with the Tampo, don't approach her. If she's in the bedroom having her Tampo, she's on the phone or whatever she's doing, or she's watching some TV, give her space, give her some time. Do your best not to let the Tampo drag on. I'm going to say, if it goes 3 days, you need to step in and to get it over with. You need to take control as the man in the house. Take control of the Tampo situation. Not yelling, not screaming, but let her know that this needs to come to an end. And then once it's finished and you're off the Tampo, then maybe talk about what caused it. But again, I'm going to stick to my guns here. Don't over apologize. Don't over apologize. Don't let it be your fault every time they're jealous about something or they're insecure about something. How can you prevent jealousy ahead of time? Well, that's a hard thing, man, because these women are jealous out the gate. You know, they put their scent on you. They want to be with you everywhere in the beginning in a relationship. They're with you 24/7. And so how can you prevent jealousy? You know, when you're on your phone, you can share with her what you're looking at. If you're on Facebook, scrolling down Facebook, maybe every once in a while say, hey, did you see this silly post? And share it with her, where she can feel secure at what you're looking at. And don't be overly sneaky. You know, don't tell her you're going down to the grocery store and slip on down to the bar for a couple drinks with the guys and coming home with beer on your breath. You know, tell her what you're doing. Don't try to hide things. This is a grown-up situation the two of you are in. You're in a relationship. If you're living together, you should explain to each other where you're going. Don't be roaming around on your own. If you're going somewhere, offer her to come with you and let her decline and say, no, you go. So then the burden's off of you and the burden is on her. And when she goes out, don't be so curious about where she's going. If she's going out with friends, let her go out with friends. If she's going out with her family, let her go out with family. Let her have her own space, and hopefully she'll agree to you having your own space. Or as the man in the relationship, you demand that you have your own space. You say, you know, twice a week, I'm going out with the guys. I'm going down to Sideways or Game On or a Hillside Bar, and I'm going to hang out with the guys and have a good time, and I might have a few drinks. Let her know that's what it is. That's part of your life. Setting the ground rules to what you want to do in life. If it's morning coffee, if it's every Tuesday and Thursday, you're meeting a couple buds down at the boulevard at one of the coffee shops, tell her, we go twice a week. Show her the invite, you know, the text message. Hey, Mike, we're down here at Bo's Coffee. Come join us. Show her that, and that can eliminate a lot of the jealousy. Take a selfie every once in a while, knowing that just to make her happy, and send her the picture. You know, you're sitting at the coffee shop with a couple guys, take a picture of the two guys you're with and just send it to her. I'm here safe, I'm here with my friends. Boom, she sees that, life is happy. She's not sitting there worried that you're not safe or maybe you're somewhere else. Nip the jealousy in the bud by being transparent to everything that's going on. I'm not saying lay your whole life on the line here to somebody and let them know every inch, every layer of deep secrets that you might have. We all have secrets. We all do things that we don't want other people to know about. And a lot of time it's our partner in life. But you're looking at a girl here in the Philippines that you have chosen to be maybe a life partner. Don't let jealousy become part of the drama. Jealousy and Tampo can become an over-mounting situation here in the Philippines. The drama that it develops, especially if it happens over and over and over again. If you sit with a friend and they tell you, you know, me and my wife or girlfriend, we're not getting along so good. She's been in Tampo for about 3 days. Be sympathetic to the situation, but don't be too nosy. You know, comfort friends. Don't overpower friends with advice. Let them work out their own problems, because later on, the two of them are going to be happy together. And maybe you said something where you took sides, and one or the other is going to be mad at you, and you don't want that situation. Be a comfort to people who are in that situation. They're in a little bit of drama with their partner. Be a friend. Be a shoulder. Be somebody they can talk to. Let them vent. But don't sit there and tell them what to do. If you handle the jealousy and the Tampo correctly, it can strengthen your relationship with the girl. And then again, if you handle it incorrectly, or it continues, or she handles it incorrectly, it can ruin the relationship. And I'll get more into ruining a relationship through Tampo and jealousy later, not in this video, but in an upcoming video. Guys, thanks for watching. Again, this is Mike's Philippine Retirement, Life Abroad After 60. Hit the like button on your way out the door. Thanks for watching, and until next time.